Hope. It's easy to have when life is good, when everything goes right and the road ahead looks clear. But the real test comes when everything falls apart. This is the story of Daniel, a man who lost everything he thought mattered, and still found a reason to keep moving. Because sometimes it's not about what we lose, it's about what we find when we refuse to give up. Daniel was 29. He had a good job as a construction site manager, a small apartment in the city, and a group of loyal friends. He wasn't rich, but he was content. Every morning, he'd grab coffee from the same corner cafe and say hello to the same people. Life felt stable, simple, and steady. He had plans, goals, dreams. He wanted to start his own renovation business one day and was saving up for it. Everything felt like it was falling into place. Until one rainy morning changed everything. Daniel was on his way to work when his car skidded on a wet road. He survived the crash, but his leg was badly injured. Months of recovery followed. He couldn't work, couldn't walk properly, and eventually he lost his job. His bills piled up. The savings he had worked so hard for disappeared. His friends visited less. And one evening, as he stared at his crutches leaning against the wall, he whispered, "I don't even know what to hope for anymore." His world had gone from noise and laughter to silence and doubt. Weeks passed. Daniel tried applying for new jobs, but no one wanted to hire someone who couldn't lift heavy materials yet. He felt useless. Every rejection made him smaller inside. One day, he went back to the park near the hospital, the place where he used to jog. Now, he sat on a bench, watching others run. A stranger, an older man with kind eyes, sat beside him. "You look like someone who's lost something important," the man said. Daniel nodded quietly. "Yeah, my job, my plans, my hope." The man smiled gently. "Maybe you didn't lose them. Maybe life is just showing you a new direction." Daniel didn't understand it at the time, but those words stayed in his heart. A few weeks later, Daniel saw a flyer on a lamppost. Community Renovation Project. Volunteers needed. It wasn't paid work, but something inside him said, "Go." He showed up, limping slightly, and offered to help with designs and planning instead of lifting. At first he was nervous, afraid people would pity him. But the team welcomed him with open arms. For the first time in months, he laughed again. He felt useful again. As the project grew, so did his confidence. He realized, maybe hope doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, "Keep showing up." Daniel began volunteering more often, helping fix broken homes, repaint walls, and repair old furniture for struggling families. He found joy in small things, in the smiles of the people he helped, in the teamwork, in the progress. Soon, people started asking him for advice. He was good at organizing, designing, and planning. One woman said, "You should start your own business. You've got the heart for it." Daniel laughed. "That was the plan once," he said softly. "I just lost track of it." But that night, he pulled out his old notebook, the one that had his dream logo, his ideas, his sketches. He looked at it and whispered, "Maybe it's not too late." With a small grant from a community program, Daniel started his renovation business, this time focused on helping low-income families repair their homes at affordable prices. The beginning was slow. He worked long hours, sometimes sleeping only a few hours a night. But he didn't stop. He remembered the man in the park. Maybe life is showing you a new direction. Little by little, jobs came in, then referrals, then partnerships. 2 years later, Daniel had a team of 5 workers and a growing list of happy clients. He was finally standing again, not just on his feet, but in his purpose. One evening, Daniel went back to that same park, the one where he had once sat feeling hopeless. He saw another man sitting alone on the same bench, looking lost. Daniel smiled, sat beside him, and said softly, "You look like someone who's lost something important." The man nodded. "Yeah, my job, my hope." Daniel smiled kindly and said, Maybe you didn't lose them. Maybe life is just showing you a new direction. The stranger looked up, surprised. Daniel stood, handed him his business card, and said, "If you ever want to rebuild, come find me. I know what it's like." Hope isn't just about believing everything will be perfect. It's about believing that you can find light, even in the dark, because life will test you. It will knock you down. But if you stand up, even once more than you fall, you win. So never lose hope. You never know what beautiful direction life might be trying to show you. This was the story of Daniel, a man who lost everything and found something even greater. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it.